Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to combine various AI-powered tools to generate a complete UI UX prototype for your software product or website idea within 30 minutes. If you're new to the channel, my name is Michael Trumba. That's my dog behind me. His name is Loki, and we're building UXcanvas.ai. It's the AI-powered UI UX design prototyping platform. So it works similar to ChatGPT. You enter in some prompts and you talk to the AI, and it generates a full-blown design for you. Now I'm going to show you how to strategically combine ChatGPT or Claude, for example, with the UX Canvas platform to get really fantastic UI UX design results from it. So I'm just going to go to the UX Canvas website, and as you can see, it's just one field where you enter a prompt for your design idea. Now, where most people go wrong is they start by entering in a very general prompt, like, e-commerce store or something. And while you'll get an interesting result and you can work with the AI to iterate, what's way more powerful is if you start by going through ChatGPT. And I have an idea for something I want to build. It's going to be a software that's very similar to Slack, the messaging software. And I'm going to have ChatGPT describe the core feature set of Slack and sort of how the user experience works. And then what we're going to do is take that prompt and plug it into UX Canvas. And we're going to do a couple different things to make this really powerful. So I'll show you what I mean in a sec. So first I'm going to ask for ChatGPT to give me a product spec for Slack. So what I'm entering here is, please give me a core product specification for Slack without actually mentioning the brand Slack, so that I could give it to my UI UX designer to design our Slack-like platform. And I'm just doing this for the sake of the video. In your case, you'd have your own idea and your own specification you'd work with, but this is going to give us something to work with for now. So I'm going to let it generate this for us. And once it's done, I'm going to ask for what is the main screen that we should generate first in order to really nail down the visual style and hierarchy of the product. So what I asked is, what is the single main core experience screen of the product that we should design first? Give me a detailed specification. And so it's giving me a detailed spec for the layout structure, the navigation, the sidebar, main chat area, message input area, all the details, the color scheme, interactive elements, mobile responsiveness, interaction flow. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not even going to alter this at all. I'm just going to copy this. In your case, you would want to make sure it matches what you're actually going for. But I'm going to go ahead and copy this whole thing. And I'm just going to go right back to UX Canvas. And I think this is a great starting point. So I'll just go ahead and paste it in, and I'm going to hit generate. All right. So as you can see, we have a chat bar on the side here, and UX Canvas has begun generating our first screen for our Slack-like product. So you can see it's creating the first screen, and I'll show you what it comes up with. Okay, so it looks like it just finished the first version, and this is looking really good so far. It's very simple, but I think it hits all of the parts of the specification that we were going for. And so as you can see, this is actually an interactive prototype. So as I click on buttons, you can see various parts of the screen updating. What I would do from here is you can actually iterate with the AI. As you see, the chat box is right here. And so I could basically give it feedback and tell it what I like about it, what I don't like about it. One thing that off the top of my head is I really like dark mode applications. So what I'm going to do is ask it to convert this into a dark mode version of the interface. So I just said, please convert this into a fully dark mode UI, and I'll show you what it comes up with. So as you'll see, it'll actually read different files in the project to make sure that it's still going to maintain the same design and structure. And it can actually edit the screen that it already generated. So it's working on that right now. Okay, so it completed its transformation. And as you can see, we have a dark mode design. Now this looks pretty cool, but a lot of the colors are very standard with AI generated designs. And so I want to show you how you can get a more custom looking color scheme with your designs in UX Canvas. So what I'm going to do is come to a color palette website like Color Hunt, and I'm just going to find a palette that I think is interesting. And let's say we want to go for this like nature sort of organic one. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and I'd like to provide this color palette to the AI. And what I'm going to do is just take a screenshot of the color codes, and I want to make sure I get the hex codes in there so that the AI can read those and convert our design to be that more natural organic theme. So what I'll do is type Command V, paste the image in there, and I'll give an instruction. So I'm just saying, please adjust the design to use the provided color scheme. And let's see what happens. So as you can see, the AI correctly read the hex codes, and we can verify that. And so it's going to now use these hex codes within the design itself. So we get a much more interesting color scheme for our design. And one thing that I actually want to show you while the AI is working is there's a feature in UX Canvas called Project Context. Now this is a brand new feature. And the way it works is if you hit the little gear icon up here for your project settings, you can paste in in any sort of project context that you'd like. And this is information that the AI is going to see as it's working on your project the entire time. So for example, what I could do is copy these colors and put them into our project context here so that all future work on this project will have those in the context. So I'll just say, use this color scheme throughout the project. So I just want to show you some of the progress it's made so far. You could see it started updating this sidebar. Now, did we pick a good color scheme for this? Probably not, but it still looks interesting. And so you could see it's taking this step by step. One other thing you can do within UX Canvas is preview the project with different screen sizes. So what I'll do is put it in tablet mode. And as you can see, it's fully responsive. So the AI actually implemented a collapsible sidebar here, and it's all animated and everything. So this is cool because you can actually take this prototype, and if you hit the share button, now you have a URL that can be shared with anyone. So they can play with this themselves and give you feedback and view all the different screens in the project. The other cool thing is you can actually view the code that powers the design behind the scenes. So if you click view code here, it'll load in, and you could actually copy this React component code and use it within your own code base. So if you're working on actually building this application within Cursor, for example, you can copy this code and paste it into the Cursor agent and say, hey, integrate this into our project. So let's go ahead and see the changes the AI is making here. And it looks like it's still just working in the sidebar. So I'll show you once it's completed the entire transformation. Okay, so the AI hasn't quite finished, but you can see it's pretty much done. Now, let's be honest, this is a really ugly color scheme, but that's our fault, not the AI. It did what it was supposed to do. Now, what we could do from here is go back to ChatGPT and get more product specifications. I could give the AI more feedback on how I want the design to work. I could add some different screens, maybe the settings panel or a user profile panel. I could even ask it to implement things like tooltips, or let's say I hover over a user's profile and we want a little like profile UI to pop up. That's all possible. The AI can design anything you ask it to design. So this is a really great way to combine ChatGPT with UX Canvas to get really interesting results. And the other thing I would encourage you to do is experiment with the project context in the settings of your project. And specifically what I mean is if you were to go back to ChatGPT, you could, for example, provide these colors and then ask ChatGPT to generate an entire design system plan using these colors and then paste that into the project context. And so now the AI will have a much more specific idea of how to create a really interesting design using your custom design system that was generated by ChatGPT. Anyways, the AI just finished and you can see almost got it all right. There are a couple little gray things that are still there. So I would just ask the AI to fix those. The alignment on this button is slightly off, but other than that, it looks like it's pretty good. It even got the hover states right with the colors here. This text would need to be changed in the placeholder. So a couple of non-obvious things that the AI would want to tweak, but overall, there you go. This is how you use AI to create design prototypes. Now, the cool thing about UX Canvas is there's an export button. And if we click it, not only can we export an image of the screen, so I'll show you what that looks like. There we go. So we have an image of the design. So we could send this to someone on our team or another designer as our prototype image. But we could also export the code, which will export a zip folder that is a React.js project that we could just run npm install, npm start, and it'll actually boot up a web server so we can use our React project in our browser locally and continue developing it within Cursor. The other thing that's cool about UX Canvas is we have the ability to export to an AI coder. So if I click this export mode, I can copy this whole prompt. And what this is going to do is if I were to paste this into Windsurf or Cursor, it's going to instruct the AI to generate a complete React project using this design. From there, you can actually continue developing the project and make it actually functional in like a real application. Super cool. And then finally, you can actually export to Figma. So I have a little video here on as a tutorial, and you're welcome to explore that, but it gives you this special URL and some instructions for how to do that. So you can continue working on your design within Figma if you'd like. So that's how it works. There's UX Canvas and how you can combine it with ChatGPT. Hope this helps you get a kickstart on some of your ideas. Hopefully this was helpful. So if you enjoyed this video and you want more AI related design videos, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and thanks for watching.